Natasha Hausdorff is truly one of a kind. She's like Israel's Hermione Granger. She is just an incredible legal expert that advocates for Israel and explains why it is the enemies of Israel who are going against not just international law and conventions, but basic morality and sanity. And here she is speaking at a pro-Israel London protest and rally recently, where she is calling out the British government and other Western leaders and nations that have said they want to recognise a Palestinian state, which is the most absurd notion, given that it was a Palestinian state that caused October 7th. Gaza was a mini version of a two-state solution. But more than that, particularly in Britain's case, Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK, said he will recognise a Palestinian state unless Israel stops fighting Hamas. So what perverse incentives are you giving Hamas here? You're encouraging them to continue fighting, not to do a ceasefire deal, not to surrender, not to return the hostages, because if they just wait one more month, they'll get a Palestinian state recognised, rewarding terrorism, incentivising terrorism, and actually, Keir Starmer has blood on his hands as a result of this, because of the potential for the hostages and all that that were completely scuppered because of Starmer saying this. And Marco Rubio himself acknowledged this. Anyway, have a watch of Natasha Hausdorff standing outside Downing Street, the home of the Prime Minister, with a big, loud speaker and microphone stating these truths. Have a watch.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It means so much to see so many of you here, from the community and from our allies. Friends, we are coming together in troubled times to send a singular message to the government of this country and to the Prime Minister that they are actively harming the chances of us being able to bring the hostages home. The shameful rhetoric that has encouraged this action, some of which was heard unfortunately earlier on, but you, ladies and gentlemen, told them exactly what you think of them. Use that energy, that power. Tell them what the reality is. And let's listen to Hamas when they thank members of the international community for recognizing a so-called Palestinian state. This government that pretends to prize international law, look how readily it threw out of the window the Montevideo Convention, customary international law, to be able to pursue its agenda against the only Jewish state. Shame on them. But with your voices ringing out as they are today, 674 days after Hamas committed this brutal atrocities of the 7th of October, 674 days those hostages have remained in Hamas captivity. We say, let them go to Hamas. That is the message that this government and every government around the world that believes in human rights, justice, and wishes to combat internationally prescribed terrorist organizations, that is the message that they need to be shouting from the rooftops in words and in deed. So let them hear it. Let them go.
Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go.
And each and every one of you, in addition to coming here today, has the power to convey that message in letters to your members of parliament, in contributions to the media, in conversations around the dinner table. Don't let Hamas get away with these victories through propaganda warfare and spreading blood libels against the Jewish state. Even if some members of the community have started to believe them, let them know how wrong they are. I was arranged for Yom HaZikaron to be in Israel and to attend the service on Ammunition Hill. A learned rabbi indicated that while the Jewish people may be the smallest nation in the world, they are the largest family. Never was that more strongly felt than on the 7th of October and in the 674 days subsequently, when our family members have been kept in brutal Hamas captivity and tortured by their captors. So in the words of Moses to Pharaoh, Shalach et ami, let my people go.
Amazing speech. And, you know, she is absolutely right in citing that rabbi's point that the Jewish people, while we may be one of the smallest nations, we are, as a result of that, I think that's beautiful thing to say, the biggest family. And Jews really do find this, that you meet Jews around the world and you think you've got no connection, and you speak and you realize that you have a mutual friend or you're connected through a family member or something like that. And even if there is no connection, Jews just feel this inherent bond whenever they meet fellow Jews around the world. It's really quite a remarkable thing. There really is no nation like the nation of Israel, the nation that for most of its history was forcefully displaced from its land, scattered all over the world. Tiny, tiny population compared to other nations throughout the world. It's nothing, 0.2%, the world's population. And yet, despite all the persecution, the exterminationist persecution incomparable in human history, despite all of that, we've stuck together, we've survived, we've shown incredible unity, not just throughout our history, but now. And we've transformed the world and the conversation of ideas in humanity. There really is no nation like the nation of Israel. And if the world truly understood that, which they soon will, the hostility that we see towards Israel will be transformed into honor, respect, and praise. Before we finish, I just want to share with you something really important. We are told that Israel's actions are the cause of the Israeli-Arab conflict, but we've just released a groundbreaking documentary proving that Arab Islamic Jew hatred far predates Israel's re-establishment. This is a critical fact that everyone needs to learn about. Have a watch of our trailer for our new JTV Plus documentary entitled Arab Antisemitism Before Israel's Re-establishment. Picture yourself, it's 1834 and you're a Jew living in Tzfat, which is a northern city in Israel, then under the Ottoman Empire. Your family is part of this ancient city's spiritual heart for generations. You study Torah, you trade in the market, and live quietly among your Arab neighbours. But one day, a mob storms your street, shouting, "Kill the Jews!" Your home is looted, your synagogue burned, your loved ones beaten. This isn't about Israel. Israel won't exist for 114 years. This isn't about settlements, the IDF, or the 1948 displacements. This is raw, violent hatred aimed at you for being a Jew. And it's not just in Palestine, it's part of a centuries-old story of anti-Semitism woven into Arab and Islamic history, from the dawn of Islam to the streets of Hebron. The claim that this conflict began with Israel's creation, the Nakba, or modern policies, is a farce, a distortion that collapses under history's magnifying glass. Welcome to JTV Plus. I'm Ollie Annisfeld, and today we're uncovering a history too often buried, the relentless anti-Semitism among Arabs in Palestine before 1948, rooted in a broader Arab and Muslim hostility that began with Islam's inception in the 7th century. To watch this JTV Plus documentary and access much more premium content, click on the link in the video description.